hope you are all well. Welcome to this class. We are now on topic 5, business idea, innovation, and business environment. And basically what we are looking at is, where do entrepreneurs get business idea? So we are saying that every business depends on an initial idea. And this is the mental impression, the concept that you have, the plan that you have as a business person. So we are saying that a good idea is a foundation on which entrepreneurs build an enterprise. And from there now they are able to carry it from one stage to another. What are types of the ideas that we are likely to find in the market? One of them is ideas that focus on providing the customers with products and services that do not exist in their market. So you're looking at what is it that I cannot find in this area? What is it that I cannot find in this market? What is it that doesn't exist? What service, what good does not exist? Number 2, the ideas that involve new or relatively new technology. Perhaps there's something that has come up and you realize that many people have not actually adopted it. And so you come in as an entrepreneur and you introduce it, and therefore you have another idea there. We have also ideas that improve existing products and services and thus bring or they provide new benefits. There could be a product or a service that is already existing, but as an entrepreneur, you are looking at something different. How can you be able to transform this product or this good so that at least you are able to find another new venture? And one of the things that we do, we get new ideas in the market is through pattern recognition. And we are saying that for you to be able to recognize this pattern, you have to be very observant in the society, in the community, wherever you are. Because we are saying that a pattern is a logical arrangement of concepts, activities, and behaviors that can be initiated or that can be copied. So you are really keen to watch and see what is it that we can do? What new product or what new service can we introduce? So you look at the pattern, you look at how things are going, you look at how things are done, and you're able to come up with something different. And we are saying that during pattern recognition, the entrepreneur observes, you sense, you decode, you look at the environment, and you're able to come up with something. So pattern recognition, and you'll be able to come up with a business idea. There are factors that promote pattern recognition. One is your experience. What is happening around you as an entrepreneur? What is emerging? So because of your experience in a certain area, you are able to know this is the new type of cloth that is emerging, or this is a new type of service that is emerging, maybe in a hotel industry, or in a barber shop, or in a salon. The number 2 is awareness, because as an entrepreneur, you're supposed to be aware of what is happening around you. Where are we going to? What is happening? So you are aware, and then from there, a business idea could actually come up. Number 3, entrepreneurs also observe behaviors of other people and also the changes in the environment. So you sense the behavior of the people and you're able to recognize a pattern. Number 4, identification of consumer needs. What is it that consumers want? What is it that customers are really looking for? What is that service? What is that product that they cannot get? So out of that, then you're able now to come up with a business idea. We're also talking about number 5, which is the deductive ability. Entrepreneurs are quick to recognize patterns while they are taking place. So if there is a certain pattern, if there is a certain norm, if there is certain behavior, you are quick to pick it up. And then number 6, also on the same integrative behavior, the entrepreneurs are able to detect relationships between seemingly unrelated activities. It could be an activity that is even not an economic activity. But because you're an entrepreneur, you are able to pick it from somewhere and come up with a service or an idea that you can be able to carry forward and it becomes a business idea. So what is it that you can see? What can you be able to deduce from that? Or what do you think is lacking out of all that you are seeing? And perhaps it's something that can benefit consumers. Then from there, after these ideas have been formed, after they have come up, what is the process? What is the process of making sure that this business idea has actually matured, has actually been implemented, has actually benefited an entrepreneur, and is already a thriving business? So we look at the creative process, and it has 5 stages. The first one is problem identification. That is where you, as an entrepreneur, recognize that there's a specific problem in the society and that you have a solution to that problem. Now, that is what we mean by an entrepreneur. You realize maybe in a certain area, people behave this way, but because they don't have 1, 2, 3, they end up doing 1, 2, 3. So you sort of think about, what can I be able to provide? So you have a specific problem in mind, and then you provide a solution. Number 2, preparing and seeking knowledge. Preparing and seeking knowledge. When you are going through that problem, thinking about it and seeing what you can be able to do, you are seeking for answers. You are seeking for knowledge about how to solve a particular problem. Let's say in a certain area, people, do not have fresh water. So you have observed that, you have picked it up as a problem, and now you're trying to think, what can I be able to do to be able to provide drinking water? So you are seeking answers, you are seeking for knowledge. And then number 3 is the incubation stage. At this stage, you are trying to incubate the problem, or rather the idea. And what we mean by incubating is providing a very good condition, or a favorable condition, for that idea to mature, for that idea to grow, for that idea, to be implemented. So you are thinking about it, you are keeping it, you are thinking about it, you are looking for all the resources, you are trying to incubate it so that you see whether it is going to mature. And then after that, we call it the illumination stage. Illumination stage is where you realize that actually this is a viable idea. This is a good idea. You realize it can actually turn out to be a very good business idea. So in the illumination stage is when you realize that this actually is a viable idea and you want now to run with it. Then the stage 5, which is the last one, is verification. After you have realized that this idea can actually become a business idea, or it can actually be a business, either a selling of a product or a service, then you want now to realize it. You want now to, make it practical. And you're saying that many business ideas actually will die at some point if they are not realized. If somebody does not now run with it, if somebody does not make it practical, it will just die. So at this stage, you need now to implement it. It may not be good if it's just, a business idea. At this stage, we need to make sure that it has been practically carried out. Somebody has gone out there and they have tried it. And that is how we can see now the business now is coming up. The business is now starting. We cannot talk about entrepreneurship without talking about innovation. Those two actually go together. And you're saying that innovation is acting on a creative idea. Innovation is acting on a creative idea. Innovation involves transferring creativity into practice. What is it that you have thought about? What is it that you have incubated? Are you able now to bring it out there? Are you able now to implement it? So we are saying implementing the idea and transferring it into something usable. You're removing the idea from your head and now you bring it out there so that we can see this is what you have been thinking about. And we're saying successful entrepreneurs, irrespective of whether their individual motives are money, power, curiosity, or even the pursuit for fame and recognition, they try to attach value to a commodity and to make a corresponding contribution. So what are the type of innovations that you are likely to get in the business world? One of them is technological innovation. Technological innovation is innovation that involves use of computers, information technology to be able to, to be able to boost your business, to be able to make it more stable. So you use technology. We also have economic innovation, where you are trying to find out how can I be able to be more innovative as far as economic is concerned. Think about like the new ways of paying for goods and services. The new ways, the platforms that are there that you don't have to pay cash, or even if you have cash, you can pay. But in case you don't have, there are so many other ways and options that you can use as an entrepreneur for people to be able to pay for the goods and services. We also think about social innovations. Think about people who have got places where people just go to relax, maybe during the holidays or Sunday afternoons. This can be social places, golf clubs and all that. So it's a social innovation. Somebody's trying to think about how can I be able to make money by just bringing people together in a certain area. Maybe there's a place for children to swing, there's an eatery, there's a barber shop somewhere. So social innovation. And then we also have conceptual innovation, where we are thinking about a new concept. Maybe there is an old concept, but now you try to bring in a new concept on that particular product or service. And one example that actually we have given in the notes, and you will find, for example, a little technology was involved in the idea of removing a truck body from its wheel and transferring it into a cargo ship. Now that is somebody who thought about an idea of is there a business in between from the time the truck comes to offload, and this load needs to go to a cargo ship. What business idea is there? So it is somebody who is already building. He's already building on an old concept to bring in a new concept, and of course, because they have already been able to identify a problem. Then we have got management innovation, and especially if you're a business manager, which is where all of us are headed. How can you be able to utilize the skills and knowledge, the principles of management to be able to manage your business well, to be able to manage people well, to be able to motivate them well, to be able to share your skills. So that is all about management innovation. And then we also have got imitative innovation. This one sometimes doesn't look like it is a good idea, but you'll be surprised that so many people actually thrive on this. Imitating, just imitating a product, imitating a service, and you're able to come up with something out of that. And many countries have actually imitated one another. And you realize that what one country is producing, somebody goes there, they copy, and then they come and produce the same. It is also a way of becoming innovative. So we are continuing with the sources of ideas, and we are saying that they vary from country to country, from enterprise to enterprise, even from industry to industry. And we are saying that in a changing environment, an idea is only available for a limited time. And so no wonder we have to keep on talking about innovation, because if you don't change with the dynamism in the environment, then you'll be thrown out of business. So you have to really be somebody who is very observant. You have to really be keen on what is happening in the environment, in the society, where are we headed to as far as a business is concerned. So you need to think about all that. And when we think about also sources of business ideas, we also think about consumers, because they are the people who are consuming the product. So somebody can tell you this product needs to be improved in a certain way, because they have used the product, they have got experience in using it, and they have got ideas that can help you as a manufacturer to improve on the product. Then the market trends. That is very, very important. Where are we headed as a market? What do people now prefer? Like, for example, I think after the COVID era, people are now preferring more of online shopping, online meetings, all these things. So it is good for you as an entrepreneur to know what are the new market trends so that you don't have to insist that people have to come physically to the shop. What else can you be able to do? Are you able to provide a platform where people can buy their products, and then after that they are delivered to their homes and things like that? So we also get business ideas from wholesalers and distributors. Remember, these are people who work very closely with customers. So there could be improvements that the customers are proposing. There could be ideas that customers can come up with, and they are really, really good. Another one is competitors. A very good one, by the way. Competitors can also help you to understand what else you can be able to do, and what are other business ideas, or how can you be a little bit more innovative in the product that you are selling. So we now talk about the macro environment, because what we are saying is that a business does not exist in a vacuum. It exists in an environment. It exists it could be in a town, it could be in a village. Wherever it is, we are talking about that environment. And we are saying it does not exist in isolation. There are so many factors that come in between that affect the business, like we shall be discussing in a little while. And one of them is a technical environment. Technical environment. The question is, where are we headed as far as IT is concerned? And as far as our production and services are concerned, where are we headed? Because the technology determines how we are going to do our business. And that is why I normally encourage entrepreneurs, do not be blind to what is happening in the society. You really need to know where are we headed as far as technology is concerned. Think about the economic environment. Where are we as far as our economy is concerned? Are we in a growth phase? Are we in a recess? Where exactly are we? So that with all those conditions, then you'll be able to know how you can be able to survive during that time. So you cannot bury your head. You cannot turn a blind eye to the environment where your business is operating. Think about the social and the demographic environment. Very, very important. For example, where is your business situated? What is the age group of most of the people who come to buy your products and services? What is their educational status, for example? How are the demographics like in that area? Think about other social needs like, water supply. Think about electricity. Think about education. Think about healthcare. Think about entertainment. Think about recreation. Think about all these things. Where is your business situated, and how does it affect you as a business person, whether you are selling a good or a service? Because the social aspect is something that you cannot wish away. It will affect you. Number 4, it is a physical environment. Where is your business exactly situated? What are, for example, the weather patterns around that area? What is happening in terms of waste and all that, garbage and all that? How is that environment like? And of course, when we are thinking about physical environment, we are also thinking about international trade, because it also affects the goods and the services that we produce. You may be selling a product and you realize that actually there are exports and imports throughout the year. So how does it affect you as a business person? So it is not good for you to operate in a vacuum. Get to know how the environment, the business environment around you is like. We move briefly to the feasibility study, and we're saying that an entrepreneur cannot start a business blindly. You need to really be careful about how you are analyzing your business proposal. What are the existing conditions? So we are saying that to start and execute a business, capital investment, of course, is needed, plus a lot of hard work, a lot of effort, and a lot of time. And when we think about feasibility, the question we are asking ourselves is, will the business that you have started survive? Will it grow? Will it bring profit? How are you prepared as far as finances are concerned? How are you prepared as far as all the other aspects, getting your raw materials, getting customers to buy your product? How is your marketing and all this? So we will look at feasibility and the reason as to why we do a feasibility study. One of them is it is to list in details all the things that will make the business work. That is very important. Have a list of all the things that are needed. Think about raw materials. Think about workers. Think about water supply, electricity. Think about all these. How is a road network? How is the infrastructure where you're operating? That is a feasibility study, and it helps you understand how you're going to carry out your business. And then it also helps you to come up with business-related problems and the solutions. When you think about something, you think about, this is a problem and I need a solution, and how do I go about it? You're also able to develop marketing strategies because remember, you are looking for profit. And if you're looking for profit, then you need customers or consumers to consume your product or your service. So the question is, what is your marketing strategy? And especially if this is a very new business that you are starting. Number 4, do you have a business plan? That is very, very important. Have a business plan that will run from the time that you will begin to the end, and sort of guides you as you're continuing with your business. And so we are saying that a feasibility study is able to answer so many of your questions as you carry that business along. So as we think about the feasibility study, we think about a number of aspects as far as feasibility is concerned. For example, the first one is technical feasibility. And when we are thinking about technical feasibility, again, we are thinking about technology, because is there technology that will be involved when I'm carrying out this business? What do I need to do? How do I need to market my products? How do I need to sell my products? Is there any technology that is involved? How about operational feasibility? You need manpower. You need raw materials, you need labor, you need machinery, you need land, you need all those. How are you going to operate? It is good for you to think about all these things before you start your business. Where will you be getting your raw materials, your employees in case you need them, water, electricity, land, all these. Think about all those. Then the other one that is important for us to think about is economic feasibility. Because remember, we are looking for profit. We are looking for a viable business that will grow and will give us profits. And so, who will be your customers? How will they be accessing your product? How will they be consuming your product? Think also about timeliness feasibility in terms of this time that is needed for you to plan, for you to do your research as an entrepreneur, for you to do initial installing of the businesses and everything that is needed, for you to start getting profit. How is that time for you? Have you factored in that, the first month you may not be able to get a profit? How will you survive? Or even for 1 year, you will not be able to get some profit. So how are you going to survive? Have you already counted that time and known what you're going to do? Are there legal feasibility? Yes. In terms of the law, what licenses are required for you to be able to start this business? What rules and regulations govern this particular kind of a business? And you realize that different businesses have got different rules and regulations. For example, it is different for you to start a salon, and it is different for you to how you start a hotel. You realize that For one, you may be having many regulations. For others, you may be having fewer regulations. So think about the legal feasibility. Where do you need to get your licenses from? How much do they cost? How much will they take to process them? And so on and so forth. Because again, we wouldn't like a situation where you have started your business, but after 2 or 3 months, again, it is closed because you don't have a particular license. That will be poor planning. Think about social feasibility, which is very important. And when talk about social feasibility, who is around you? Who is your customer? What are their cultural beliefs? What are their religious beliefs? How do they interact with one another? What kind of an environment are you operating in? What is your social class, for example? And so on and so forth. Then we think about the environmental feasibility. And here you're thinking about the environment. You realize maybe according to the particular business you're going to start, maybe there are some wastes that will be coming out from that businesses. Where will you be draining from? And remember, in this era, the issues to do with dumping, and throwing our waste into the rivers and all that is a thing of the past. So whatever you are producing, whatever you are making, whatever waste that you have, think about them. If it's a business where that will be producing a lot of smoke and all that, then is it situated right in the center of where people live? Think about all those things and try to find a way where you can be able to, do your business, and again, don't harm the environment, because pollution again becomes very bad. It becomes very bad. And actually, in some cases, it can actually attract legal issues. You will find somebody taking you to court because of such things. Lastly, we'll deal with entrepreneurial motivation. And we're saying that according to Mark Farland, motivation refers to the way in which urges, drives, desires, aspirations, striving or needs direct, control, or explain the behavior of human beings. So motivation is a process of attempting to influence others to do your will through the possibility of gain or a reward. Remember, as an entrepreneur, you need to think about entrepreneurial motivation. How do you motivate your employees? How do you motivate the people that you're working with? And is there a reward that you give them? How do they gain from all that you are doing? And so we look at the nature of motivation briefly. And we are
repeat from, and you are saying that.
And we are saying that it's a personal and an internal feeling, because it comes from within. Motivation comes from within. If somebody feels they are, they don't want to work, it is something that is coming from within. So if we are saying it's a personal and an internal feeling, and then it's a continuous process. And so you don't motivate somebody once and think that that's all. No, you continue doing it continuously so that you are able to get results. Then we are saying that human needs are interrelated and they influence human behavior in different ways. So think about the needs that human beings have. Think about them in a broad way, in different ways, and see how you can be able to motivate your staff even as you're working with them. Then we're saying that motivation causes goal-directed behavior. When you motivate somebody, you sort of give them a goal. There's something they are working for. There's something they are looking at. There's something they are focusing on, and that becomes very important. So lastly, we will look at the internal motivation for entrepreneurs. Internal motivation for entrepreneurs, and we are thinking about what makes entrepreneurs to be motivated, or what can you do as an entrepreneur to make sure that your people are motivated. One of them is achievement. If you achieve something, you feel very motivated. Another person may look at it like, I am taking up a new challenge, and so I feel good about it. Another person may be thinking about independence, that for once, I am not under somebody. I mean, nobody has told me to wake up by this time or to be at work by this time. I am independent. Others, it's acquiring a social status that finally I am able to do this, and so I am my own boss. And then, of course, external motivation could include government incentives. Maybe in a particular business, you realize that the government is giving you some sort of incentives. For example, for those who are farmers, and that is what you do for a business, or as an entrepreneur, you realize maybe there are incentives like fertilizers or seedlings and all that. And then low taxation rates also is an external motivation. Then social interaction also becomes another way of motivating entrepreneurs and all the workers who are there. And then, of course, market availability. So those are reasons why entrepreneurs are always motivated to do business. So thank you so much for listening to this presentation. I hope and pray that you will stick to the deadlines as they are already indicated in the portal. And again, in case you have a question, please feel free to always call or always write an email. My email address is on the course outline and also my cell phone number. Thank you so much and blessings.